Woo! Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Costa Rica Cards. Thank you very much for that kind comment last night. Appreciate it. Saw your video. Awesome video, man. Very awesome. I'm kind of bummed on the select. Like, you're right. Every box has a good quarterback in it. So I'm sorry about that. Good morning, everybody. A little late. I guess I'm moving this back to 8:15. I keep not starting at 8:15. I get caught up at 8 o'clock watching ESPN as I'm drinking coffee and stuff, and then I don't know. I get behind. So welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for joining here at Sports Cards Daily Live. Give it a minute or two, see if anybody else joins us. Let's also make sure we're live. I think we're live. Had some technical difficulties yesterday, so hopefully we get that ironed out. I will tell you, I'm on a DSL line, and apparently last week the DSL line was cut by some construction, and they patched the line. They didn't fix the line. They just patched the line. So I've got a patched DSL line. Okay, so it's Monday. It's Tuesday, May 11th. Today in Sports Cards Daily, we're going to talk about giveaways. So stick around. I'm going to talk about some giveaways I'm doing. And this, again, is for the invitational Donruss basketball break that Knuckle Breakers is hosting. So I'm going to give away some spots today in that. I need to give away 30 spots here in the next few weeks. So we're going to give away a couple spots today. So listen to that at the end. I want to bring your attention to a couple things. We're talking about retail and Panini. We're going to talk about Coinbase, because my Coinbase account was hacked, and I want to rant about it. We're talking a little bit about Gary V. Gary V and NFTs, and Gary V and sports cards, because he's still doing both, but you can tell he's got a lot of passion on the NFT side. I'll do a quick summary of the SGC updated video that was dropped last night that showed a grader, which I was super excited about. Remind you, today is Tuesday, so Topps NFT mint to burn day is Tuesday. This is the beginning of week 4, so there should be some activity on the on there. And then I'll talk about a little bit about watching Flipping Steve last night with Neo. Really enjoyed that. Very, very cool. I think it went about 2 hours, maybe longer. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I did enjoy it. Had to get to bed at some point, right? Let me start with the state of retail and Panini. So yesterday, there were a lot of emails, or not emails, a lot of messages and posts going on about how Walmart had suspended all sports cards and Target has suspended all sports cards. Now, again, I saw a lot of these pictures that were being sent around and didn't know where they were from. I'm going to ask, hey, where's that from? Some people say it's from like New York or other parts of the country. Apparently, it wasn't from my area. From what I understand, my area, everything is good. There's nobody. Good morning, Matthew. Thanks for joining. Good morning, Costa Rica. There's nothing in my area that's changed so far with Target and Walmart. What I thought was interesting, though, let me go ahead and do a share screen. And when I do this, I know I put you guys, what the heck did I just do there? Share screen. Share screen. Don't show these tips again. Yeah, I know it's better with 2 monitors. Thanks for telling me that. Where am I going to? Right here. Okay, so Panini's blog yesterday, I'll tell you, here's the funny thing. When I went to read this, the blog was so overwhelmed with viewers that the page couldn't load. So I've left this up since yesterday. But Panini came out, Panini America addresses current retail market situation. Look, they didn't really say much. Target and Walmart continue to be Panini's retailer partners. So they're saying, hey, they're not going away from these two. The stories about, Walmart and Target not selling Panini is not true. Now, they might have suspended in some areas and they figure out what they're going to do or how they're going to do it. But again, Panini's coming out and said, hey, we're not changing anything. Now, I think this is interesting. They specifically say Target has made a policy change to ensure safety of store of all guests as of April 30th. Okay, now that's weeks ago. Target is selling trading cards only to Fridays and limiting guests to 1 unit per purchase. So this came out again on the 10th, but we've known this could possibly change. Now, here's my favorite part. Here's DJ. We're in uncharted waters right now. That's a fact. When it comes to retail marketplace, we're seeing things we've never seen before in the industry. Most of it is great. Some is not. And we're doing everything we can to protect the short term. But stop pushing my table group. Anyway, DJ is making so much money. There's no way he's letting retail go away. I mean, DJ is the guy that was on camera last year saying, hey, look, we're just printing more. We're printing more retail. We're going to print as much as we can. Groot, stop moving my table. You're pushing my desk, man. Okay. Anyway, I thought that was interesting to share with everybody because I think here's my comment. In the retail world, Okay, you got to check out what's out there. You got to go out to your stores yourself. You got to talk to them and see what their situation is. And what I'd recommend too is talk to the managers. Give them feedback. Give them your feedback. Hey, this is working for me. Hey, it's not. What are your thoughts are? Retail is still an avenue. It's still a very, very positive avenue. I like retail. A lot of people like retail. My kids like retail. It's cheaper than hobby. Let me also just say real quickly, if you're upset with retail, and I'll say this, most of the problems in the hobby, I've yet to find one that doesn't. Groot, you need to stop doing that. You're knocking everything, man. You're too rough on my table. Come here. Come here. You big puppy dog. There's one puppy dog in the back. There's another one right here. So what you need to do is you need to think about the prices of the hobby boxes. The hobby boxes are why retail so much. If hobby boxes weren't over $1,000, retail boxes wouldn't be as much. So the problem is coming from the manufacturers, and the manufacturers don't see it as a problem. As they say, they see many great things going on in retail. So they're not going to change, right? They love the fact that retail is going for so much because that lets them charge more for those blaster boxes too, as we've seen Panini do. Panini is charging $55 for hoops blasters on their website. I'll also make another quick comment. In the grading world, we're going to talk about this in a minute. I saw a poster, somebody commented about how it's kind of poor that we have so many off-center cards. If you look at most of the graders are punishing people on the centering of their card, right? In the SGC video last night that I'll talk about in a little bit, he talks about the centering of the card is why many of the cards got poor grades. That I have to say, centering bothers me so much because it's something that we, the consumer, have absolutely no control over, right? I don't center the cards. I touch the cards. I can affect the corners, the surface, all that stuff, but I have no impact on the centering. And the fact that it's 2021 and we can't print a centered card, again, let me just say, the root of this cause goes back to the exclusive licensing. If you had competition, if Topps was competing for Panini for business, I guarantee you they'd have centered cards. It wouldn't even be a question because they would use it as a differentiator in their selling. Our cards are centered. More of our cards centered than any other product. We've centered more than our competitors. That would be something they would do. But without exclusive licensing, you're going to have lazy centering and lack of innovation. So again, we need to change that, guys. We need to change that. Oh, boy. Let me see. Okay. Next thing I'm going to quickly mention. How many of you out there are using Coinbase? I know this is totally off topic for sports cards. Some of you might use Coinbase if they're buying and selling cards on eBay or on Facebook or something like that. I'll just mention that my Coinbase account was hacked on April 25th. Hacked to the point where I was asleep and someone changed my password, used my two-factor authentication, was able to move money out of my account and got away with it, right, on the 25th. Now, I saw everything the morning of the 25th, the pending transaction. I contacted Coinbase. I sent a request to disable my account. I sent emails. I never, ever, still to this day, May 11th, have not heard from anybody from Coinbase. I got automated responses simply saying, we've got your case. We'll look into it. We've got your case. We'll look into it. In fact, one of the automated responses said, somebody else's name. Hey, Frank, we got your case. I'm not Frank. I'm Michael, right? And then the next email is, oh, Michael, we've got your case. So Coinbase has not gotten back to me. And I've sent emails. There's no phone number to call. If anybody else has any suggestions, let me know about this. Print lines are another thing I have no control over. I've talked to, I guess I posted on my personal YouTube channel about the hack, and I got probably about 20 different people who had the same story. And it turns out a lot of people have had issues with Coinbase, where Coinbase is apparently compromised, and they're not responding to people. This is the thing I think is the most frustrating. They're not replying to anybody, okay? The company just went public a while ago, so I assume they're just all cashed out and don't care. But it really bothers me. If any of you have had Coinbase or have issues, please let me know. And if you have any ideas on how I can resolve this, let me know. I have reached out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, phone numbers, called them. In fact, last night I finally posted on LinkedIn, assuming that somebody on LinkedIn from Coinbase would get back to me. And somebody responded, this is not the place for this. I'm like, really? Because I've tried everywhere to contact Coinbase. I mean, Coinbase is terrible. I will tell you, do not use Coinbase. They don't get back to you. I mean, if your account ever gets hacked, they don't respond. And again, I'm not the only person. There's a lot of people having this problem. Coinbase. Ugh. Good morning, Raven. Thanks for joining. I will say the good thing, Costa Rica, is they didn't steal a lot of money. I only took a little bit of money because I had it on an account that didn't have a lot of money in it. But if there was more, they would have taken it all. And I don't have that money back. Really, really irks me. Again, and I'll just tell you this. My background is in cybersecurity, so I can tell you based on what I'm seeing, It's not on the outside. Okay. Let me hit on two things real quickly. I was pretty hard this week, I guess yesterday, on the SGC video that popped out on Sunday night on Sports Card Investor, or maybe it was Monday night. No, I think it was Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night popped out the video. I just say it how I see it. Okay. I thought it was a terrible video. Right. In fact, if I watch it a third time, I realize it's just not good at all. I mean, I don't see many positive things from what their goal was in the video. I think the most positive thing that SGC showed you was they partnered with SCI, right? But as soon as SCI sends them too many cards, they're going to raise their prices to $90 or something, right? That's apparently their mechanism for dealing with the wave is to increase prices times 3x. I made comments in the first video that I didn't see a single grader. It seemed like everybody there was, very, very young and didn't have the sports card experience you would expect to see from a 30-year, grading company. So the next day, last night, they did. Now, I'm backing up a little bit. Last night, they had a grader on. Now, my only comment there is, again, what a fumbled, mismanaged opportunity. First thing I thought about when I saw that, so basically they had Jeff's cards graded, and it looked like they were graded immediately because the video is done in 2 days, but it looks like he handed them off. He's wearing the same shirt and pants as he's wearing when the cards come back graded. So you talk about fast grading, man. Those things were like fast graded in hours, I think. He had 6 cards. 4 of them were SGC 10s. 4 of them. That shocked me. Okay. It came off like a commercial. Yes, it did. Second thing, and I'm not even going to criticize this, when he's asking the grader, and the grader came and sat down, and let me just say this, the grader's name is, anybody remember the grader's name? No, because they don't even tell you his name. They don't even introduce him. Maybe I should watch it again. Am I wrong? I remember him sitting down. He didn't give his name, and he didn't say, so tell us about yourself, Frank. What's your experience as grading? He was introduced as a senior grader. And then he just basically sits there and critiques the cards. He goes, well, this one's not centered. This one's not centered. That's why I got a 9. This one got 9.5. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's when I started thinking about centering. But I also started thinking to myself, I just don't have confidence here. I just don't. You should have told me more about the grading process, more about, hey, man, I've been grading at SGC for 15 years. I've seen some crazy things. Blah, blah. Give me some story. You have a great opportunity there. I just look back at those videos as missed opportunities. And I will say, in my opinion, it's just lack of management and business experience. I don't think they looked at it that way. I think they looked at it as, hey, we got an opportunity to be on SCI. Let's make a cool video. Make sure everybody's cleaned up. Make sure he looks good. I don't think they thought about the repercussions in the audiences very much. I wasn't a big SGC person before. I'm not an SGC person after the fact. What I'm most disappointed by, okay, if you know me, I am passionate for technology grading. I don't like the fact that we use magic wizards, and apparently none of them are special because you didn't see him. Like, that guy didn't have magic when he came out, right? So I want to see technology, and any company is not addressing that, not talking about technology, using technology, or has a map for it. To me, just they're in the past, right? That's how I look at it. It came off as a commercial. Again, it is what it is. I thought it was a good video it got them. Hey, no press is bad press. SGC got press. We'll see how they respond to it. Oh, boy. Oh, so let's talk a little bit about Gary Vee. So Gary Vee, about a year ago, right? It was probably March or April, really came into the sports card world. He probably got involved a few years before. I think he made a comment at a conference about Giannis cards should be about $600. And he's about right. That's where Giannis cards should be. They should be about $600. Okay. Now they're thousands of dollars. That's just a separate joke. But he was very active last year in the sports card community. Last year is when he started talking to Adam Lefkoe, got Adam Lefkoe into the hobby, kind of spread that. I think Adam Lefkoe spoke to Kendrick Perkins, kind of really started the celebrity craze was through Gary Vee. A lot of the YouTube channels are Gary Vee inspired, right? Gary Vee's had a major impact on the hobby, positive or negative. I respect and admire what he's done. I think it's been, I don't want to say positive or negative. He's had an impact. It's been both positive and negative, his impact. One thing I will give him credit for is he's aware of his impact, right? He's aware of the of what he does. So he, in my opinion, he tried to hold back on some of his things in sports card. Now, I do know, I think yesterday someone said he tweeted out, anybody's selling a Chrome LeBron, and I'm sure Chrome LeBron prices went up. I didn't see that tweet. So if it happened, I'm just telling you what someone told me. What I did see him doing is he's definitely been pushing the NFTs. I mean, pushing the NFTs harder than ever before. Okay. And I have to say, the more he talks about it, the more it makes sense to me. Yesterday on a podcast, I think it's called Bad Crypto Podcast, which is a NFT podcast, crypto podcast. He was on there, did a 45-minute interview. I do recommend it if you're interested in learning about Gary Vee and the NFTs. My point is he really goes over what the program is, why he started it, what his goal is. I mean, as an example, the way he has these NFTs is they're basically a 3-year NFTs. If you get one of the NFTs, you get access to his conference for 3 years. Some of the NFTs get access to dinner with, Gary for 3 years, not every night, but so many dinners per year for 3 years. These have value in them. And I don't disagree with them. I mean, that to me, let's put it this way. If you needed to see a congressman, a senator, a person of power, of influence, a celebrity, you're going to pay for access. And you're probably not going to get good access, right? You're probably going to get, blown off in some marketing-like event. In Gary Vee's program, he's given you the ability to pay to get good access to him, right? Is it a lot? Yeah, it's a lot. If you pay 3 Ethereum for a token, right, that's roughly 12 grand to get access to Gary Vee. Maybe it's dinners for 3 years, whatever it is. It's still not, I don't know. It's not for me. I'll put it that way. But it is an interesting use of what this technology is doing, right? I talked about on my channel, I could see a lot of people who could use NFTs as to build loyalty, membership, brand loyalty. There's a lot of wonderful things you can do with them, then give people value. So what Gary mentioned is that you could buy his NFT, have dinner with him for 1 year, and then sell the NFT the next year. And someone else gets 2 years of dinners. And that value will probably go up. And I totally understand that. Here's another cool thing about this. Every time those tokens transact, Gary Vee gets a percentage of that transaction, right? Because it's a residual income on transactions of the NFT. And that is very crafty, very clever. I mentioned the NFTs because I want to come over real quickly here and show you another. Great. Too quickly. No, exactly. Let me I'll respond to that comment here in a second. The question was, why are there so many print lines? Again, it goes back to quality control. Panini doesn't have quality control. I mean, if you think they do, no. I mean, maybe quality control just make sure they don't print crooked. But there's no investment in the manufacturing. The manufacturers also don't own their printing. A lot of their printing is outsourced, right? The guys who print lotto tickets might be printing your sports cards the next day. So they don't own the manufacturing. So there's no reason for them to care, right? There's no competition. There's no reason for them to care. They can make whatever they want, and you're going to have to take it. And then where we get punished really is on the grading side, in my opinion. And I do think, again, it's nothing we can control. So what I'm showing you real quickly here, sorry, as I went off on a tangent, is a website called Socios.com, a new digital asset for fans. Fan tokens give you power to influence decision, your favorite teams, unlock VIP rewards, and access to exclusive promotions, games, chat, and super fan recognition. This is another use of NFT tokens that's been out there for a while. So Gary Vee didn't invent this idea, right? This is in soccer teams. Check this out, though. Coming soon, UFC. Now, my understanding on this is that you would buy UFC tokens, right? You can see the price here. I don't know how many you buy. I don't know anything about this thing, but you buy them. And by having them, which are going to be, minted to a certain number, right? There's going to be exclusivity in these NFTs. You would get access to UFC stuff. And this could be really cool, in my opinion, right? Imagine if you could, meet a UFC fighter at an event. I don't know, have them do a live YouTube with you or face chat with you. Or lunch or breakfast or whatever you might be. There's so many things that you could do with fans through these tokens, right? The tokens they can also use to vet the person, right? So they don't have crazy people meeting the celebrities. But there's just so many cool things they can do this. I thought this was really cool. I also bring this up because I want to point out in the NFC world, right now I have not seen any exclusivity, which means just because NBA Top Shot is making NBA doesn't mean they're the only ones who can do NBA. Just because Top Shot or Dapper announced the UFC moments they're coming out with, well, this is already out there too, right? So UFC is not going to be exclusive, in my opinion, any NFT creator. And I'd also say this, Dapper, because Dapper is the one who threw that rocket tops going, man, there's nothing creative in the NFTs you're making. Well, Dapper, if you come out with UFC wrestling moments, I'm going to say that's not very creative. I mean, look at this. This is a pretty cool ticket to me. I think this is pretty interesting. Let me stop sharing here. Get your thoughts, comments, feedback. The more I listen to Gary Vee, the less I trust him. I don't know what to say about that. Do I trust him? I do trust him. I don't think his intents are bad. He's very money focused. I will say this, though, he's helped a lot of people, man, more so than a lot of other people in his position, right? So I'm not going to argue with you. There's a lot of people feel like he's doing a money grab on the NFT thing. I'm not going to argue, but I'd say, in my opinion, the man has more conscious and more empathy for others than I see in other celebrities and other people of his power. If you look at what he's done, he's taken a lot. He helps a lot of young people get internships, get access, and builds them out. So, I don't know. I understand your comment about trusting him. Do I trust him? Yeah, I do trust him. In a weird way. With today's technology, at least high-end great cards could never have used. I agree, Torin. Look, the fact that Panini makes that encased product where they give you cards by BGS that are like 8s and 9s, I mean, that's just terrible. It should show to them. They should use BGS to give them quality and say, hey, look, your quality control is terrible. You're printing a bunch of 8s and 9s. And they go, oh, wow, we should fix things, right? So NFTs, more coming, no exclusivity. So don't think that just because Dapper does UFC in a few weeks, that Dapper's the only one doing UFC. They're not. And if you're a UFC fan, check out those tokens. I'd love to get your thoughts, your opinions. It's not launched yet. I will also mention on the NFT comment, Topps NFT today, the burn to mint is happening today. So if you haven't had a chance, if you're in that, that's always interesting to me. You'll see changes and spikes in cards or in moments. Some will go up. People are going to burn to mint. I'll be honest, I'm kind of over the burn to mint thing. What I do like is at least they're burning moments and not recycling them like Top Shot is. Like Topps, this program is give me these moments. I'm going to burn them so that the ones I burn make the other ones you keep rise in value, and the ones you burn give you a new pack. Right? Top Shot is, hey, give me your moments. I'm going to stick them in a pack, and I'm going to sell you a new one, and I might sell you the old one back too. It's just, I don't know. It's confusing to me. Okay. Let me summarize on a few things. I'm going to talk about the contest. So thank you for sticking around. I appreciate that. Flipping Steve last night. Really enjoyed watching the show. Flipping Steve does his Monday Night Live. I keep forgetting about, telling you guys about that on Monday mornings. And he had Neo on it. And I enjoyed it. First of all, I will say the topic was heavily comics, which is I have zero interest in comics. I'm not against them. I just don't have any interest in them. I'm not going to take on more than I can handle. I got sports cards and NFTs. I just have no interest in comics. I can give you a lot of reasons why I don't like comics, but they're my reasons. So, but I like the video. I like listening to them. Got some great insight. Got some great chat. They turned a little bit over to some of the other topics. They talked about SGC. They talked about sports cards. It was great. What I really enjoyed about that is just also the chat inside the live chat. Really good collaborations, good communication, some debate. But everybody, I think, very friendly. We all share different opinions, and it's a great format. What were some other good takeaways from that? Let me see. What are your thoughts in the direction of Star Stock is going? Interesting. Okay, so my thoughts on Star Stock. I've been a fan of Star Stock since the beginning. They're having challenges. I think the challenge is the way they sort their cards. I really do. The fact that they, good morning. The fact that they, if you get Star Stock A's, they put in a bucket of Star Stock A's, and you get Star Stock B's, there's a bucket of Star Stock B's, but not all B's are the same, not all A's are the same, but you can't see the difference. That's a concern. I don't know. I mean, when they came out with it, it made sense, and at least they were doing some grading, but honestly, scaling this looks like it's going to be challenging, right? And I can tell you on what's happening right now, a lot of people are bringing stuff back, and they're very unhappy with the B's and C's, right? And I understand that. Let me first of all think of it like this. If Star Stock, when Star Stock started, they're like, hey, send me your rookie cards, I'll sell them for you. Well, how many people just went out there and just grabbed their rookie cards that weren't top sleeve, that weren't protected, and just dumped them in a box and shipped them off to Star Stock? Many people did. I'll even admit that a lot of my Prism cards were just sitting in a Prism box because to me, Prism base before last year were just Prism base. And I did sleeve them before I sent them, but the quality, you have to understand the quality was sent to Star Stock is not going to be all A's. So they have to do something to sort that out. I think where they make a mistake is, again, they don't give you the individualization that ComC does. So to answer your question, I think Star Stock is still in a good place, right? They're still focused on rookie cards. They're trying to do more. I think what would help them is if they offered more grading options instead of just PSA, right? I will say I did hear people who are taking their slabs off of them and going to sell their slabs themselves. I understand that because myself, I would tell you, product, if it doesn't move there, you're kind of stuck with it there, right? And then what you do is you drop the price because you don't want to deal with the product, right? So I think I'd rather have some of the graded cards shipped back to me so I can control the sale of those. I do think they're in good shape. I don't think there's any worry about them. They've got money. They've got some investors that they've got some innovation they could work on. They really need to revamp the platform. I think I mentioned this last week. Run Good Life talked about the fact that they're to change the price is a pain in the ass. It really is. And I think it really is they built this as a Google app. That needs to be a really industrial-sized app if they're going to scale that. They can't grow. I expect one day you're going to log into StarStock and things are going to be different. One other quick thing I just mentioned about StarStock that's been in the back of my head. Back in January, I sent them a bunch of sealed wax, and some of it they rejected. It was some hanger boxes, Series 2. They were going to ship those back to me. I still have not received those. It's 5 months later. I'm wondering if it's going to be shipped or if it just got lost, or I'll have to look into that. But that is kind of annoying. I do feel like when you submit stuff to them, you don't get a ticket of what you submitted, and you kind of have to remember, oh, yeah, I submitted them cards. You have to check to make sure the cards get submitted. That still bothers me a year later that they don't have a ticketing system to manage the submissions. I will say I have been taking some money out of StarStock, and they've been pretty good about that. A couple days normally to process the PayPal, but it's been pretty good. Oh, you'd like to see the video? What's he talking about? A video buying 50 StarStock. Yeah, he has a video up there. Very good call, and I will be rating them. So he did well on. So that's, everybody, it's different. I've seen one of my friends bought a bunch of A's and he was unhappy with them. I will say this. I think you take a risk when you ask them to ship you back raw, right? Because when they ship you back raw, they know it's leaving their inventory. So what are they going to keep in the inventory? They're going to keep the better cards in their inventory. If I have a box of B's, I'm going to give you the lower B's, right? Because you took them off the inventory. They're yours, fine. I'm going to keep the better B's for me. That's at least what I think they would do, but who knows? So it's good to hear Inglorious P talk about the fact that he has some pretty good StarStock B's. I also will tell you, I sent some StarStock B KDs to PSA via them for grading. So we'll see where those come back. I'm not expecting 9s or 10s. I'm expecting 7s or 8s, but I'm fine with that. Let me see. Other quick things. Okay. We'll come up on 30 minutes. I'm going to talk about a contest I'm going to do. Okay. So I'm picking 3 YouTube channels that I follow that I like. And I'm going to ask that you guys go to those YouTube channels. Let me make sure they all got something up. Yeah, I think they've all got something up. Let me go ahead and damn it, what's the other one? Okay, let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, here's how the way this contest is going to work. Forgive me as we go into the void again. We're going into the void. Just hang in there. Okay. Step Back Sports Cards, Sports Card Talk. I'm going to ask that you guys go over here, watch one of their videos, specifically the most recent video, and leave a comment. You don't have to subscribe. If you like the content, I'd like for you to subscribe. I'm a fan of Step Back Sports Cards. He's got 425 subscribers. I'd like to see him break 1,000. I'm not thinking you guys are going to do it, but hey, let's see what we can do. So go over if you like his content. If you don't like his content, whatever it is, watch this video, okay, and leave a comment. In the comment, you've got to use the word Ziggy. Okay, hey, Ziggy, I like this, or this is really interesting, Ziggy, or Ziggy Sammy, I don't care. But you've got to use the word Ziggy in your comment on his channel, on the last video he did. And then what I'm going to do is we're on the comment picker maybe 2 days from now, and we're going to pick one comment from his stream there, and that person, if they have the Ziggy in it, will get a spot in the Donruss break. Make sense? Right? Makes sense? We're also going to do that for House of Cards. And I'll tell you real quickly why I've selected these guys. There's no specific reason, but and I will be selecting other YouTube channels. In fact, if you've got a YouTube channel that you would like for me to send traffic to, I'm happy to do that via this contest. So drop a message below to me. Message me. Say, hey, Ziggy, I got a new channel, man. Can you help me get some viewers, subscribers? That's what I love to do. House of Cards is another one. I want you to go to House of Cards' video. He does a Monday. I want you to leave a comment on his video. If you can, subscribe. Step Back, I really like. The guy just does some really good stuff. I don't agree with everything he does, but I also like the fact he's leading the charge with Card Hedger. So I love competition, so I'm supporting. I don't use Card Hedger right now, but I want to support Card Hedger. So go over to Step Back Sports Cards for Card Hedger. I think it was Step Back, right? Isn't that what I just said? Yeah. Step Back Sports Cards, Card Hedger guy, go over there, and then House of Cards. One of the reasons I love House of Cards, this guy did the first video that explained NFTs to me that I understood it. Okay. Like months ago, he's been in NFTs for a while, but months ago, he kind of explained NFTs and a light went on for me. And I'm like, boom, I'm into NFTs. So I really enjoy his content. Great channel as well. So go over here again, comment on a video. Got to have Ziggy in there. Let's try to push his subscriber numbers up. And the winner will be selected probably today's Tuesday. We'll probably do this Thursday morning. We'll pick comments with Comment Picker, and we'll probably do it live on the channel. And tomorrow I'm going to drop some others. So we're going to drop a few each day. The last one I'm going to talk about, and this guy, man, if I could spell. What the hell's wrong with my freaking keyboard? IOUS. Inglorious P. I can't find your damn channel. I really enjoy this channel too. And I think I'm saying it right. Inglorious P. Which reminds me of the Pick of Destiny. I don't know if that's what inspired your name. Where are you here? H.I. Boy, Ziggy, you are sharp as a hammer this morning. Here we go. Inglorious P. 233 subscribers. Another great channel that I would like to see some more support to. So go over here to his latest video, Sports Card Investor Tour. Okay. Leave a comment. Include the word Ziggy in it. I'd love for you to subscribe. And I'm really trying to help these new channels. I love what's going on in the hobby world. I've been doing this for over a year. I like to bring attention to some new channels. In fact, you'll see a little bit later on that I was bringing your attention to channels that are now big channels. Not that I think it's going to happen, but hey, that's my goal here. Let me come back here to my screen here. So that is my contest. Okay. Hey, what's up, you? I can't pronounce his name, Mr. Gold. I want to say Yusha, but it's not. Good morning. Thank you for joining. No more Miller Lights for Ziggy's breakfast. That's right, man. Hey, Trigger Finger. It's nice to see you, man. It was really good, by the way, chatting with you last night. I enjoyed the chat, which was on with Steve last night. And he made some funny jokes. And, man, no one will offend me. And even when people call me names, they don't offend me. I just figure, hey, you know what? You're upset. You're having a bad day. So those are the three channels. And I'll put a link below on this one, right? Step Back Sports Cards, Inglorious P, and House of Cards. Go to their channels between now and Thursday on their latest video, which should be the video from today. If they put a video out tomorrow, make sure you're doing today's video or latest video. And put Ziggy in the comments, right? But maybe I'll go tag it myself as well so you know which one it is. But go to those videos. Maybe I'll put the links below. I'll put the links below so you'll have a link directly to the video. But I'd really love to help get some love on those channels, get some support. And again, if you have a channel that you'd like to get some love to, let me know. We're going to do it. So here's the deal. I will, like I said, pick one winner from each of those channels out of the random comment picker thingy. And then we're building for a break probably in a few weeks that Knuckle Breakers is going to do. It's a completely free break. All you can do is show up and participate, and you're going to get into a Donruss basketball break. I'm still thinking about some creative things to do with the break. Like I'm thinking, here's an idea. I'm thinking we're going to do the break, and then we'll random the names after the break. How about that, right? Instead of randoming what team you have before the break. So if you've got like the Hornets, you're like, oh, man, I got the Hornets, and you're watching. Instead, I don't think we do the break, and you see the good cards, and you go, and then you do the random. Because maybe the best card is like a Stephen Curry auto, and then people are like, damn, I don't want the Hornets. I want the Warriors. So we'll see how that works. Okay, over the 30-minute limit, I'm just going to quickly go through. We talked about the giveaway. Step Back Sports, House of Cards, Inglorious P. Let's go out and do it, guys. Panini, blog, check them out. They're not getting away with retail. Retail is going to be coming. Coinbase account was hacked. Again, if you guys are using Coinbase, I'd love to get your feedback. If you know how to contact Coinbase, I'm not trying to be mean to Coinbase. I just want someone to call me back, fix my freaking account, and give me back my money. I probably won't use Coinbase in the future. I'll be honest. Because of the lack of customer service, I just don't have any interest. Gary V NFTs. Again, if you want to watch a video, Bad Crypto Podcast did a great interview with him on the NFT project. I mentioned the UFC NFTs. Again, they're out there. They're not just for Dapper, and they're more creative than Dapper. USC video, we talked about that. I'll move on. Go Team USC, SGC. Topps NFTs dropped today. Flipping Steve last night, really awesome. Today, I'm trying to think what comes out in today's videos. I will say I need to get over and watch Dustin's video. Personal Finance Day. I dropped some videos around 8, so I missed those. I always love his videos. Texas Card Dude, I think might be in Vegas and might not be live today, but love watching his channel. Anybody else got content coming out today? Feel free to drop that. I'll say that too. In the morning chat, if you've got shows or stuff you're dropping today, let me know. We're going to share that with the audience, right? I want to make this show, the hobby show for the morning, is not just Ziggy show. It is the Sports Cards Daily Live. Guys, thank you very much for the support. It's really great to see everybody this morning. I hope this is getting better. Internet seemed to hang in there. Low production, good quality, I hope. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. And thank you again, everybody. Thank you so much.